All right, we are now live.
Yep, and recording.
Good afternoon, everyone. The hour being 5:30, I will now call the Public Works and Service Committee meeting to order. The first order would be to have Mr. Pritzlaw do a roll call, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have Alder Jones,
Present.
Alder McCarthy,
Present.
Alder Santiago. Appears to be absent. Alder Lemke
Here.
and Alder Rouse.
Thank you.
A point of order, Madam Chairman. I heard a message come up that recording had stopped there. I'm not sure if the team can look into that.
Justin, are we good?
I believe so.
I heard a message that recording stopped. Justin, is it showing?
Yeah, it was, the live stream is still going, but we didn't need to have the recording going for this.
Don't we? Okay. I'll defer to the chairwoman on that.
Thank you, sir. The next item is the approval of the minutes for October 26, 2021.
Move to approve.
This is Melissa second.
Motion by Alder McCarty, second by Alder Lemke to approve the minutes from October 26th. Any questions, comments? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposes, the motion passes. First item on our agenda this evening is 0893-21. Mr. Pritzlaw.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have a communication sponsored by Alder Jones on behalf of the city engineer submitting change order number 2 to contract 2021-004, 2021 city resurfacing Payne and Dolan Incorporated contractor. City engineer Mauer.
Chairman Jones and committee members, we are submitting change order number 2 to, as stated, for the contract number 2021-004, which is the 2021 city resurfacing. Payne and Dolan was a contractor, and the deduct amount of $117,000 or $117,077.28. Original contract was approved in the amount of $562,440.65 under resolution number 0118-21 of March 2nd of this year. This change order brings the contract total to $466,878.77, and those are designated in the organizers on both the agenda and the memo. If committee agrees, we recommend approval of this change order.
Thank you, Mr. Mulliner. Any questions from committee members?
Move to approve a deduct change order, always.
Second, Melissa.
Motion by Alder McCarthy, second by Alder Lemke to approve item 0893-21. If there are no questions, comments, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposes, the motion passes. Our next item is 0894-21. Mr. Pritzlaw.
Thank you, ma'am. We have a communication sponsored by Alder Jones on behalf of the Department of Public Works to submit final payment. Contract 2021-004, 2021 city resurfacing, Payne and Dolan Incorporated contractor, city engineer Mauer.
Chairman Jones and committee members work on contract 2021-004, which is 2021 city resurfacing, has been completed by the contractor, Payne and Dolan Inc. And they are requesting final payment in the amount of $466,878.77. The preliminary funding for this project was shown as resolution number 0118-21 of March 2nd, 2021. was in the amount of $562,440.65. The first change order increased that amount by $21,515.40. This second change order we just approved deducted the amount of $117,077.28. So if the committee approves, the organ obs are designated in the memo. City, or if the committee agrees, we recommend approval of this final payment.
Thank you, Mr. Wallner. Any questions, comments from committee members?
Move to approve final payment.
Second.
Motion by Alder McCarthy, second by Alder Ross, to approve item 0894-21. If there are no further questions, comments, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposes? The motion passes. The next item is 0895-21. Assistant Commissioner Christoph.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have a communication sponsored by Alder Jones on behalf of the Department of Public Works. Submitting bid results for contract 2021094, parking system snow removal. On Friday, October 8th of this year at 10 a.m., Public Works received bids for contract 2021094, parking system snow removal for the 2021-2022 winter season, and submits the same for your approval. The following bids were received. We received bids from 3 different contractors: Asphalt Contractors, Winter Services, and Four Seasons. They were based on a per event basis. So as an example, if we have an event that is 2 to 4 inches, Four Seasons will charge us $4,660 to plow 24 surface parking lots and 5 parking ramps. That makes sense. Proposals were submitted on a per in post removal and salt application. Salt is provided by the contractor. Four Seasons Lawn Care LLC submitted the low proposal. Staff recommends that the contract be awarded to Four Seasons Lawn Care LLC based on the bid results shown above for an average year consisting of an average year is about 29 snow events and 40 salting events. That comes to a total of $350,000, a little less, but $350,000 is where it's going to be. Funding for this work is available in the following account: 603-835-5600, snow removal. Any questions?
Alder Ross.
Thank you, President Jones, or Chairwoman. My question is, if we were to fill some of those vacant seats at Public Works, what happens then to these contracted services? Would we continue with our contracted plan out through the remainder of the year, or would we immediately offset some of those costs with the new workers, let's say, if we get them in time?
Well, I think the contract itself would have to be, we'd have to honor what's in the contract. First off, there has been some discussion about, if you guys remember, if you folks remember, 2 parking system employees were eliminated. I think, was that a year or 2 ago?
Yeah, there were vacancies that were held open during the 2020 fiscal year. And at the end of that year, it was decided not to fill those vacancies as part of the 2021 budget. Those vacancies were in the parking system, the enterprise fund. With the elimination of those positions that was decided on very late in the budget year, we had to go to Finance and Personnel Committee about a year ago this time to request contingency funds to address plowing of these parking system facilities in the enterprise fund. We went back there, asked for funding, and we had to go back again and ask for more funding. It was, I think, the 6th snowiest record we had on record in the last 30 years. So yes, if DPW had normal staffing levels in the parking system, and we had normal staffing levels overall, we would not be contracting these type of services out. If that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Any further questions, Alder Rouse?
No, thank you.
Alder McCarthy?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Two questions, guys. First one is, do we receive priority from Four Seasons under this contract that will be higher on the list than lower on the list? Is that part of the agreement?
Part of the agreement is the timing, so when they need to be done, based on when the event starts.
Okay, so that's not good. Secondly, does this average year include a storm of above 10 inches? Because Four Seasons included no cost for that. They just basically said time and material, while the others were responsive for that cost.
What I did there was I actually plugged in a cost there of 55,000, greater than anybody else had bid on. So we are conservatively 350,000, if you will. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Perfect. That answers my questions. Thank you.
And insofar as the priority or timeliness of attending to these facilities, DPW is required to provide a snow and ice manual. It's for our operation, but we do supply it to the mayor and all the elected officials. And we do, I don't know if anybody takes time to read it, it's quite a thick binder, but it does prioritize all of our operations. And, parking system is further down on that priority. We have a hierarchy of everything that we do. So I guess in some respects, this may be a little more timely response than what we would get to because of our mode of operations is how we respond to various things such as bridges, viaducts, hills, curbs, highways, bare pavement programs, districts, alleys, etc., municipal facility parking lots and all that. So, but they will respond, and they were the contractor along with ABM. We had two folks that we got services with last year, went for, with the use of contingency funds, and they responded well last year as well, as for reference, Four Seasons.
Thank you. Alder McCarthy, does that answer your questions?
It certainly does.
Any further questions from committee members? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve the selected vendor.
Second?
Motion by Alder McCarthy, second by Alder Ross to approve the Four Seasons vendor for item 0895-21. If there are no further questions, comments, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposes? If not, the motion passes. Our next item is 0896-21, Assistant Commissioner Fritzlaw.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have a communication sponsored by Alder Jones on behalf of the Department of Public Works, submitting bid results for contract 2021-090, parking system surface lot grass cutting. Madam Chair, committee members, on Wednesday, October 20th at 10 a.m., Public Works received bids for contract 2021-090, parking system, surface lot, and ramp grass cutting for the 2022 season, and submits the same for your approval. The following bids were received. We only received one bid, and that's from Redmond Lawn Care and Landscaping LLC. They're out of Mount Pleasant. And their amount was $1,387 per cut. So that's for, once again, 24 surface lots and 5 ramps. So Redmond Lawn Care and Landscaping LLC submitted the low proposal. Staff recommends that the contract be awarded to Redmond Lawn Care and Landscaping LLC, they being the sole responsive bidder at their bid price shown above. If we look at an average year of 20 cuts, the total cost will come to $27,740. Funding for this work is available in the following account: 60383-54300 grounds repairs and maintenance.
Thank you. Any questions from committee members? If not, I would entertain a motion for approval.
This is Melissa. Move to approve.
Second.
It's been motioned by Alder Limke, second by Alder Rouse to approve item 0896-21. If there are no further questions, comments, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposes? If not, the motion carries. The next item is 0897-21. Mr. Britzlaw.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have a communication sponsored by Alder Jones on behalf of the city engineers submitting the assessment rates established for 2022 public hearings for 2023 construction of Portland cement concrete paving and curb and gutter. Commissioner Rooney.
Thank you, Ron. Madam Chair, committee members, we're submitting the rates for the 2022 public hearings for 2023 construction. The rates that you have before you were calculated by the city engineer's office for various types of paving thicknesses and various types of paving widths. These need to be approved as when we do bring in the preliminary resolution for streets that will be heard at the public hearing in the spring. We need these rates established. So once we approve that list for those streets up for improvement, we can complete the commissioner's reports, which turns into a report that comes up with the assessment of damages to each property owner based on front footage costs based on these rates. And then those will be presented at public hearing in the spring. These rates go up every year. We did attach some graphs to the Public Works and Services Committee agenda, some bar graphs that usually I share with the committee and those that attend public hearings, showing how the costs have essentially gone up over the last, well, it looks like 25 years now. So if you see the cost back in 1998, 7-inch Portland cement concrete pavement for a typical residential street, which is 32 feet in width, was around $33 a front foot. Right now we have that projected for 2023, those costs at $120. You can see the cost of darn near quadrupled over time, and they have really grown quite drastically over the last 5 years. Back in 2019, a typical residential 32-foot wide street was being paved at $74 a front foot. So, you know, I kind of do like to point that out when you're thinking, you know, we get time for the public hearings and considering, you know, which streets will be approved or not approved. These costs do rise every year, and delay in not causing some of these streets to be approved for construction does increase costs to those folks that have to pay for that. So there's another graph also I put on there as well, just gives you an idea where, you know, the kind of the rates have been over the last 5 years and just projecting forward out another 5 years. It's a very basic extrapolation of what those costs may be in 5 years based on the last 5 years of assessment rates. But what it does tell you is that, you know, where the rate may be if the project is not approved, it does wait for 5 years until staff can bring that forward again. So give you an idea of where the rates have been and where they are heading. So if the committee agrees, we'd ask these rates be approved for the 2022 public hearings for 2023 construction.
Thank you, Mr. Kristoff and Mr. Rooney. Any questions from committee members? If not, I would entertain a motion for approval.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Alder Ross, second by Alder McCarthy to approve item 0897-21. If there are no questions, comments, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposes? The motion carries. The next item is 0898-21. Mr. Pritzlaw.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Excuse me, we have a communication sponsored by Alder Jones on behalf of the Commissioner of Public Works requesting that City of Racine enter into an agreement with Arza Industrial LLC for lease of parking area for the Department of Public Works at 1021 6th Street, Racine, Wisconsin, 53403. Commissioner Rooney.
Well, thanks, Ron. Madam Chair, committee members, Ron prepared a memo kind of outlining what this is in regards to. We have essentially amounts to an expired agreement to use parking for our DPW employees. It is a parking lot that is immediately south of machinery and factory. It is on the northeast corner of the intersection of 8th and Marquette Street. That property is now owned, is under new ownership, and they wish to negotiate a lease for the continued use of that lot for DPW employees. The old agreement that we had that the city enjoyed was quite honestly fairly loose, and I guess it was, it was okay to the previous owner. We simply maintained the lot, and they allowed us to use the space. So we would plow it, do any type of cursory pothole patching in it, or basic repair to keep the lot in a serviceable condition. And then, of course, we would be able to use that for our employees. The new owner wants to generate some revenue out of this space here. They had proposed an agreement charging the number of spaces and at $20 a space. They have several spaces over in that area. In addition, there's a parking lot just to the east of it that is partially owned by the city and partially owned by them. That is a different item that we're negotiating with them on the side to maybe get that turned over to us through a real estate transaction where that could be quit claim to the city. But this one here, they'd like to maintain ownership of it. They do want to get some revenue on it. We are offering to, again, provide at a minimum the snow removal from the parking lot. And we worked that out with the owner of the property. They have accepted those terms. It wound up resulting in a lease of $9,060 per year. That was what we agreed to after we came up with the snow removal cost for that facility. We think it is important that we're the ones in charge of removing snow from that facility. I cannot rely on this property owner getting a contractor over there to get that lot cleared out. That is the first thing that we do in DPW. When the employees come in, they clear that lot so our employees can come in. The first two folks coming in, clear that lot so the rest of the staff can come in on a plowing operation. So that's where our employees park. And then we get out and start taking care of arterials, collectors, locals, and the rest of the system as we're required to do. So we have an agreement. The city attorney has reviewed the agreement as to the form and has agreed to it. So our recommendation is for the mayor and the city clerk to enter into this this lease, and we'll probably be back to renew it if we enjoy this location next year.
Thank you, Mr. Rooney. Any questions from committee members?
No, this is Melissa. I would move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Alder Lifty, second by Alder McCarthy to approve item 0898-21. If there are no questions, comments, All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Uh, The motion carries. Our final item is 0899-21, Mr. Fritzlaw.
Thank you, ma'am. We have a communication sponsored by Alder Co. on behalf of the Transit Parking System Manager requesting free holiday parking at all metered parking spaces to promote businesses and encourage holiday activities in Racine. Madam Chair, committee members, in keeping with past years, staff is proposing that the metered parking in the city of Racine be suspended on Saturdays between November 27th and December 18th. Facilitate holiday shopping and local business patronage over the holiday season. We recommend that free parking and metered parking spaces citywide be approved. Fiscally speaking, the change will result in a loss to the parking enterprise fund of approximately $5,000. Question?
Thank you, Mr. Fritzlaw. Questions from committee members?
Yeah, move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Alder McCarthy, second by Alder Lipke to approve item 0899-21. If there are any questions, comments, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion carries. And that concludes our agenda for this afternoon. Thank everyone for your participation. And we will stand adjourned.
All right, thank you,
Thanks.
everyone.
Have a great one.
Good night.